Hello everyone and welcome to another SpottoCash judging session where we're going to be sending one of you on your dream holiday. I've got three men right here who are going to be deciding where the centre of the ball will be in an image that you've been playing all week, correlated to the prize holiday that you've been choosing. So we're going to find out who's going to win and meet our judges first of all. Let's see who we've got on the panel today.
Hi, Gary Hopkins, Level 7 referee, qualified 2005.
John Ratcliffe, Senior Level 5 referee, refereeing for 42 years.
Alasdair King, Senior County Referee here in London, been a referee since 2005.
Great stuff, loads of experience right here on the panel. These are experts in their field, guys. All know their football and they're going to be looking at this football image and deciding where the centre of the ball will be in it. And that pixel that they decide will correlate directly to one of you and one of your pixels that you've chosen and the holiday that you're going to be going on. Last week, we sent Anya Brocker to Jamaica. So congratulations, Anya. We can't wait to see your holiday snaps as well. Right, I think it's time to send someone else on their dream holiday, guys. Let's get stuck in, shall we? All right, so our three judges are now going to enter into the judging, all individually analysing this football image and deciding where the centre of the ball will be in it, but they will be doing it without conferring and individually deciding that, and then we'll move on to the second round of judging where they will have an equally weighted discussion and debate to decide that final pixel. But first, let's get stuck in. Okay, gents, looks like you have all placed your first spot. Got to say, that felt very intense. It seemed like you guys were really getting stuck into that image. Just first of all, Gary, your initial reactions and what were you taking into account with this?
Well, I really struggled with this one because I felt that the two eye lines didn't really intersect. So it was difficult to actually form an opinion as to where the ball was. It looks from the position of the white player that he has actually played the ball already. Everything there suggests that, the movement of the shirt, the frown lines, the mouth open, and it appears the player in the blue hasn't challenged for it and is slightly behind the play. So based upon that, I've used the eye line for the player in white rather than the blue.
Okay. So, and John, were you in a similar thing? The eye lines aren't in stage. What were you taking into account then to really make the decision?
I think absolutely correct there. The shirt is indicating that the ball has been played. It's puffed up, coming down. The big problem for me is this blue player. Has he got anything to do with where the ball actually is? Do we take any of that eye line into contention, or is he just looking into space?
And Ali, did you discount the blue player as well?
Well, no, funnily enough, I didn't discount the blue player, but I do agree that the two players they're given inconsistent evidence to help us out here. On the balance of probability, after thinking about it very intensely, as you said, Chris, I've concluded that white-shirted player's made contact with the ball and his facial reaction I'm kind of discounting. The ball's hit him and he doesn't quite know. It's that split second after impact. And I've actually used the blue-shirted player as the lead to come up with where I've placed the ball. So I slightly disagree with what John and Gary have said in that regard.
Okay.
Although it's the same evidence, but different conclusions.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like we're going to have a very interesting debate. Everyone at home, our three judges are now going to lock in these positions, these pixels that they've selected individually, and they will all transfer onto John's screen in the middle, but they will all have an equally weighted debate and discussion. And it sounds like it's going to be an interesting one to find out where that final pixel will be.
Okay, gentlemen, have we all locked in?
Yes.
I'll continue to judging then. And let's start judging.
Ooh, interesting.
Right. So, well, considering that we had a lot to look at there, we're actually quite close together. Yeah. We're very close on the y-axis. It's the x-axis, which is a slight difference. Gary, you're quite close to the blue player. I've in between the pair of you, and there you're Ali, you're furthest away from the two players. Now, Ali, I was interested in your initial thoughts about this blue player, so I'm going to go to you first.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the white-shirted player's made contact. That ball's presumably hit him on the forehead. You can see the frown on his forehead there. So there's been impact. He's making one of those gestures that's a bit unnatural. So I'm kind of discounting that. His eye lines could be completely misleading because it's just after impact. The blue shirt player, I don't think is challenged for it. He's thinking about the next phase of play. And if the reason why I've gone where I've gone is if you just hover over the blacks of his eyes, he is looking up. He's looking up, and that maybe explains why I've gone just a little bit higher than both of you, and that was my primary reasoning. He's waiting to see where that ball's dropping. Yeah. We can only see the two players. We don't know who else is around. He's waiting for that next phase of play, and he is, I think, the one that's giving the best focus on where the ball's likely to be.
So in your opinion, this blue player is focused on the ball.
Yeah.
He is, I think we'll quite rightly say, he's not next to this player. It's a little bit difficult to see, but looking at the shirts there, he may be a yard away from the white player in the background. So that may indicate that perhaps, yes, maybe you're right, that the blue player is more focused on the ball than perhaps the white player who you say has just headed the ball.
Well, that's right. We can't see his feet here. He may have lost his footing to get his head to that ball. That anything could be happening. There could be another player that we can't see.
Yeah.
So that was my reasoning. But I'm happy to hear what you guys think, because I know you said different things initially.
Yeah. Gary, you thought that the white player was the key player here. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the player in blue, you can see that actually he's not making any movement towards the ball whatsoever. It's as though that whatever's going to happen to the ball, he's not going to take a part of that. And in fact, to me, even looking at the eyes, he didn't appear to be even focusing upon where the ball was going. It does look rather a vacant stare. So I've given much more credibility to the eye line of the player in white.
Okay, and do you think that he's headed the ball, or the ball's still to arrive?
I think he's definitely headed the ball.
Right, and the evidence you're suggesting there?
Again, it's the shirt is position of the shirt, the arm out, the frown lines, the open mouth. All those are exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah. I agree with that. Having listened to the evidence, it could be that he is focusing on the ball. It will be obviously in front of him, so the eye line is going to be difficult to get in an exact position. My only thought here, Gary, is that if he's on his way down, have you gone a little bit low there? Because he might have headed the ball at this sort of position here originally.
Well, I didn't think he's on his way down because he's actually at the same height as the blue player.
Yes.
So to me, I believe that he's in front of the player in blue. He's not had to make a large jump to it, but he's had to position himself to play it. And it doesn't look from the head position that he's particularly moved it one side or the other. It looks quite straight still. So therefore, I've assumed that there's not going to be great elevation on the ball.
Yeah.
The other point, John, if I can just jump in, that we should think about, and I don't know actually what answer comes, but this is a game under floodlights because it's dark in the background.
It is.
And very often, if the floodlight you just lose it for that little microsecond, the ball, and it slightly adjusts the way that players, their visibility on a dark night, and this appears to be that. I mean, there's really, you can't see anything in the background.
I think, Gary, in my opinion, because you've got this quite puffing up of the shirt here, I think he's been a little bit higher than he has been. I don't think he's headed the ball in that position. I think he could have been somewhere around about here on contact, which would, in my opinion, make it slightly higher than where you've gone to. We're in roughly all in the same sort of area on the x-axis. It's a question of height here. Are we going to go where Alasdair is here, or are we going to stay with me in the middle, or are we going to come lower down? If you think if he hasn't left the ground, I'd agree with you. But I do think he has, at some point, been higher than he actually is at the moment, which would make the ball slightly higher than where you put it there, Gary. What do you think about that?
Well, I think because we're all very, very close together, that we're never going to satisfy everybody in this case, and therefore we should go to the position which is somewhere between, I think, which is obviously where your mark
somewhere
is.
between myself and Alice's.
Yeah.
So let's have a go.
Alice is happy with that.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit higher. How about that? We're close to you there. Moved away from you, staying on the x-axis. We're in the same area. So we are taking in the blue player. We are saying that this is the crucial one, having headed the ball. But I'm just taking in this evidence here that it is on the way down, so hence a little bit higher than you put it there.
Okay.
But higher than where I've originally gone, bearing in mind Alasdair's points that he's made there.
It's interesting now that we've discussed it at length, we're actually now coming to the conclusion that both eye lines potentially have credibility and actually are consistent.
Whereas my initial comment was that, well, is he staring into which space? In which case, the ball could be out here. It could have been, have we not? But I think you're absolutely right. And a good point about the floodlights, you're absolutely right there. And I think that the ball's in front of him. It's a difficult one when it's in your in front of you. He's a little way off it there. So that's going to be, I think, on the evidence presented to us today, that's the position of the ball.
Fantastic, guys. Absolutely brilliant debate, as always. I don't think we need to go into any more detail because you seem to cover absolutely every element of that image. Everyone at home, brace yourselves now. Our judges are going to lock in this final pixel, this final position of where the centre of the ball will be.
And the pixels today, X1466, Y738. I'll say that again, X1466, Y738.
Great stuff. It's time to send it through and send one of these people at home on their dream holiday. John?
And this week's lucky winner at the start of this World Cup is Pete Toye from the United Kingdom.
Pete Toye from the United Kingdom, congratulations. You are going to?
Cancun.
To Cancun in Mexico. Absolutely awesome. Congratulations. Beautiful weather. Mexico did great against Germany last night as well. So maybe the stars have aligned and everything's just going in Mexico's direction right now. Pete Toye, congratulations. Absolutely fantastic. We've also got, you gave me the pixel. Let's have that pixel, winning pixel, please.
X1466, Y746. Yeah.
Spot on?
Spot on the X-axis. Yeah.
Wow, spot on the X-axis. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Well done, Pete. You're going to Cancun. We've also got 10 runners up who are going to be winning £50 game credit. And here are your names. Well done to all of you. You must have been very, very close, but Pete was the closest, and so he's the winner, and he is going to go sun himself in Cancun in Mexico. Probably party a little bit. Well, we don't know. I'm sure John would as well. I know John would be out there. He'd be at the clubs anyway. All right, guys. Well, guys, thank you so much, as always, for judging. All your experience is always fantastic and so well appreciated. Everyone at home, thank you for playing this past week. Please do play again this week, and you could be going on your dream holiday just like Pete. So make sure you play. Entries are open right now all the way through to Sunday at midnight, and we'll be back here on Monday to pick a winner. We'll see you next time. Until then, good luck and goodbye.